Session. Good morning to you, Ivan.
Well, it's a very good morning, and of course I am coming to you from Entebbe Municipal Council here in the Mayor's office. And this beautiful morning we'll be speaking matters planning for Entebbe, that we know a budget was passed recently for the financial year 2023-2024. But a lot of course demands from Entebbe, especially from infrastructure development, and among other things. Of course, we know Entebbe was planned earlier by the colonial system or colonial people, but this time almost everything is getting out of hand, needs rehabilitation of most of the infrastructure projects and others things in Entebbe. But this beautiful morning I want to be speaking to the mayor for Entebbe Municipal Council, His Worship Fabrice Rulinda, to just paint for us a picture of what this financial year is like in terms of planning for Entebbe. Good morning, Mayor, and welcome with Morning at NTV.
Good morning, Ivan, and so glad to be here. Good morning to all the viewers.
How much money are you planning to spend for this financial year for Entebbe?
As you know very well, budgets, it's not just about spending, it's about what we also bring in. We have a budget which is really, really small compared to the kind of city that we govern. We're looking at about 6 billion as a budget, if you don't add what the government is giving us in pre-financing. So it's a small budget with a lot of demands, like you've clearly put it, and we want to see if we can even collect that much to be able to operate.
Yeah. What are the funding priorities, maybe?
I've looked, since I came into office, I've looked at infrastructure as one of them, because this is actually the face of Uganda. This is the first place someone comes in when they're coming into Uganda. So the face has not really been something to write home about. So we are looking at changing the infrastructure, looking at how I can get into the lighting systems and also beautification.
Mayor, recently we did a story. You are municipal council that you govern, the Grade A hospital, which was the British-owned, the first-class hospital, still struggling, but also the regional referral is the least funded with 7.7 billion shillings across all the referral hospitals. What's your take on this?
Now, it's sad, but I want to put the point clear. First of all, the two hospitals are under the Ministry of Health, but that notwithstanding, we need to work together to see how we lobby to change the face of these things. You remember recently also Grade B had an issue where they cut off the water. Unfortunately, as a municipality or as even as cities, our hands are tied when it comes to these health centers, especially the national referral ones, or regional referral hospitals. But it is sad that those infrastructures are into that kind of shape, and that they are being kept that way. I urge that the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Finance can step in to ensure that we change the look of these things, especially having their history. Yeah.
Recently I saw you turning eyes red with the UNRWA chiefs. The roads that are under UNRWA, especially the Chigungu Road, and also the one that I think goes to... yes. You turning eyes red and you're saying if UNRWA does not want to develop the roads that are under their mandate, let them hand them over to the Municipal Council for care. What did you mean, and can you have the funds to really work on those roads?
No, of course we do not have the funds, but we are saying, as not just as Entebbe Municipality, but all the municipalities that you saw here present, we are saying, please step in and clean. You see, when the people pass on certain roads, like Urine Crescent, which is very full of potholes and all that, someone doesn't know that that is a UNRWA road. They look at it as an Entebbe Municipal road. When you look at the road reserves and what they look like, it is really a shame, but it is a reflection on our municipalities. So we are saying, and my words were, if they rather hand them over to us, and we know that this is now our headache because they have their own contractors who we have no say on. And we feel like, first of all, we are the owners of the area. We should at least be in the know of what is happening on those roads and what's the plan. The road reserve, the beautification, are they either they hand them over to us and we beautify, we will look for ways to beautify so that the places. So it is more of, can we work together to ensure that the roads and the road reserves actually have some beauty because they have a reflection on the places that we govern. I talked about the Buku Road. It is sad that there's a whole village in Chigungu, Misoli, Mayanzi and all that. That is a whole sub-parish or parish, if you will, and it is left to the dogs, as in there is no road that goes there, there is no care that's given. That's a big economy, by the way. It's a fishing economy that brings in a lot of money into the country. There are touristic sites. The first place where the religion landed in Uganda, the Catholic fathers, landed in Chigungu. So I feel like, and it's a very small road. It is a very small road that can actually be taken, prioritized and taken care. And by the way, when a plane is landing into Uganda, the first thing they see is that very shady, shabby-looking road that goes to Chigungu.
You used to hold the best schools in Entebbe. The colonial times, this was their home, Lake Victoria School, among others. But they were out of shape. Did you, in your budgeting, also consider education as a priority?
It is. And as you've seen, we're working together with the schools to see what else we can pull through. As you know, right now, the economy as it stands, everyone is fastening their belt, and we're saying let's find for alternative fundings to ensure that we revive our schools and revamp our schools. You talked about, you keep referring to colonialists. I really need us to leave the colonial days alone and focus. By the time the colonialists lived here, Entebbe didn't even have 1,000 people. Today you're talking about over 100,000 people. So let's start thinking in a way of how do we have a modern city that preserves the beauty.
In 15 seconds, I want you to, you are good at lobbying. You've lobbied for many things in Entebbe, I can see. 15 seconds only. What have you considered away from the government budgeting, local government, that you want to also add on it? 15 seconds.
Oh no, we're doing great. As you can see, most of the roads are being done through pre-financing. I have managed to secure 2,000 lights for the city to ensure that we light up the city. And most of all, we are trying to get as many partners as possible to come, invest, live, and stay in Entebbe to ensure that we have an economy that is sustainable.
Well, Mayor, for time reasons, we'll leave the conversation here, but thank you really for making time to speak to us this beautiful morning.
Thank you, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Well, the Mayor of Entebbe, His Worship Fabrice Rulinda, just breaking for us down some of the key priorities that they're considering in this financial year. But of course, Entebbe still demands a lot. But for time reasons, allow Morning at 10 TV take a very quick break, and we'll return shortly after.